Welcome to the Architect My Life podcast. I'm Aya Shlachter, serial entrepreneur and CEO of the MGS Global Group, supporting architecture and design firms with project delivery such as drafting, 3D visualization, and graphics production support. I am also the founder of Architect My Life. My goal is to help creative entrepreneurs such as architects and other design-related professionals grow their businesses while keeping their work-life balance. Each podcast episode features a different woman business owner or thought leader from the creative industry who shares their journey and challenges. If you have a growth story that others in our community could benefit from, please stay until the end of the show to get selected as a guest in our future episodes. Now, let's dive into this episode. Hello, everybody. I'm really excited to introduce our next guest today, Jing Johnson. Jing, I consider a Renaissance woman who has reinvented herself several times, personally and professionally. She graduated architecture school in China and worked there in China as an architect and moved to the US as an architect. But she also studied business while raising a family and started Prism Rendering, a seven-figure premier commercial visualization firm with hundreds of clients. But that's not enough. Now she is a real estate investor. So I can't wait to start the conversation with Jing. Jing is also a mother of two, a son of two grown sons, wife of an architect, and a dog mom. She loves dancing, reading, cooking, and traveling. Jing, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Aya. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited about our conversation.
So me too. I can't wait to share your story with the entire audience. Tell me about, yourself personally. That's always a good place to start. Your background.
Yes, for sure. So I was born and grew up in China in the 70s and 80s. So it's a very unique time. Both my parents were structural engineers. So basically I grew up in a big AE. It's not the firm. It's because at the time everything is owned by government. So we call Architecture Planning Institute. So I basically grew up in the institute with working there. And because we even apartment, we all live in the same apartment complex. So basically I'm watching and breathing architecture, engineering, profession, the whole, childhood. So naturally, both my brother and I chose architecture as our major when we started college. And I finished my degree and worked there for a couple of years. Part of me, just looking at my parents and their colleagues, and I feel like I can see myself, in 50 years, where I will be, professionally or life-like. Part of me want to have a little adventure, right? Just go out to see the world and not just follow the exact same life and career path. That's why I decided to come over here, get my master's degree at the University of Houston. Actually, I was accepted by 4 schools. I chose Houston because one of my dad's childhood friends came to Houston. He was in the oil industry. So he came here, get a training, buy equipment. And so he's familiar with Houston. He said, if you study architecture, you should come to Houston. There's a lot of modern, architecture over there. You will enjoy that. So I chose University of Houston, and I finished my degree because I already have my graduate degree in China. So I was admitted to a 1-year program, finish my master's degree, and stay here, start working I worked for about 3 firms, small, medium, and large. The last one was Perkinson Well. It was a global firm before I start Prism Renderings in 2005. I guess, should I continue or?
Yeah. I would like, yeah, like I don't know if you're comfortable talking about it, but I know when you moved here, you were raising a family, or you were you're a newly single mom, right? Is that
When
right?
I started business, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we last time we talked, I mentioned that. So basically, I was going through a divorce and raising 2 little boys, 5 and 8 years old, and started the business full time and to start my MBA at the same time. I know we talk about that. I basically didn't sleep for probably 6 months. The first semester was really hard because I was 40 years old. Um, I just, basically a reset of my life, right? From W-2 to employee to business owner, from a married woman to a single mom, from just a full-time employee to also a full-time student, after being away from school for quite a few years. So it was a very challenging time, but also exciting time just to start everything new.
Wow, I can't even imagine at 40 raising kids, going to grad school, and starting a business. I mean, you make it sound so easy, but I'm
No,
sure
no, it's not at all.
it
Not at
just
all.
sounds.
I mean, I always tell people that when I was at my MBA classroom, I was probably the greenest person there just because I had no business training. Um, all my education and my work experience, I don't have that management, experience. I didn't have any business training. So, and also for rendering companies, unlike architecture firms or engineer firms, you have those flagship or really well-known firms. The best practice, the business model in terms of business model. So you kind of understand the practice, right? How to run your business. But rendering company, there's no company that have a best practice business model for me to follow. So basically, I have to figure that out
So
to learn.
why did you pursue your master's degree in business, to support your rendering company, or okay?
Yes. When I started the company, I just had an intuition that there's a need on the market and I can pull the resource because I'm from China. So I have that resources in China because at the time we were doing projects in China. I can see the quality and the turnaround time is just much better than our local suppliers. So I just thought it would be a good career or business to run based on my education, my working experience, and my resources. Just put all three together. So when you don't know much about the business, you just running into it. You have no fear. Obviously, I didn't know a lot of things I don't know now, but I have a feeling that I think entrepreneurs all have that intuition, right? That there's a need and I can, I have the resources to meet this need. So I just went for it.
So I always say creatives were taught how to master their craft, but not taught how to run or grow a business. But it's very refreshing to know that you actually took your MBA to make sure that you can run your business properly. Because I hear a lot of people complaining that creatives don't make money, but you can. And Jing is a testimonial that you can. As a matter of fact, what did you say? You're only the top 2% of women business owners who reach seven. Is that right? In Texas?
About yeah. No, I think it's nationwide. It's under 3%. I think including men and women-owned business is about 7%. But for women-owned businesses, I think under 3%.
So you're a woman-owned business. You're top 2% that has reached seven figures. And she's in the creative industry, people. So yes, it's possible to make money in the creative industry. That's refreshing to know. So what services do you offer at Prism? Can you talk about that? Exactly. Who's your target audience? Everybody does. A lot of people, they do renderings, but what makes Prism stand out?
Oh, thank you for that question. We work with commercial real estate developers and brokers mostly, but that's about more than 50% of our clients base. And then the other about half is our architecture firms. What made us stand out is our architecture background. So all our project managers have architecture degrees and experience working in architecture firms. So with architects clients, we basically speak the same language. We were in their seats, before, so it's make that communication much easier. And also sometimes our I would say our specialty would be early stage projects that sometimes the architects are they are very busy right now. Everybody is short-staffed. Sometimes their clients ask for renderings at early stage design phase renderings. It's hard for them to have that capacity to produce high quality renderings. They need to focus on their design and production side. So we will come in and take the limited design information and create the renderings so to meet their clients' need. And for the, I'm sorry. For the commercial real estate developers and brokers, same thing. Sometimes it's just too early to engage architect at the time. They need something for funding, investment package or some zoning purpose, entitlement. They need renderings quick and high quality, but it was just too early to engage architects to do a full, package design. We would be able to produce that and meet their needs. So it's really interesting that to serve both, client sector in a different way.
So my question is, since most of your team members have architecture backgrounds, and obviously you have architect clients, for the non-architect clients like developers, you have extended your service offering as well to include initial design for developers, right? Since you said they haven't engaged any architects, so you actually do not only visualization, but help them with design. Is that correct?
It's just concept. It's really for the rendering purpose. Once the project getting kicked off, architects will be the one taking, because we are not competing with architects in that aspect. We always joke with them that after you get the project, you got the funding, you get the approval, from city, you need to hire real architects to do the work. So basically, we are in this space between developers and architects, and we help to expedite that process to have the project kick off sooner, so architects can take it over. So that's why for those kind of projects, we have architects reach out to us. They trust us to serve their clients at this stage. And then after we finish our work, the project get started, they can take it over. So it's not going to hurt their relationship with their developer clients. It's only help get everything started sooner.
So what really impressed me about your work, because I know I follow your company on LinkedIn, is the scale of your projects. They're really massive. Like, how did you get to that point from doing, I'm assuming you started small, but now most of your clients are, big developers, right? With multi-family, like huge developments. So can you talk about your business development strategy and how you were able to, get all these big clients? I'm sure some of our new business owners want to know.
Yeah, actually, we actually started with 3 big clients. Yeah, because the relationship.
Yeah.
And so when I started a business, we have 2 large architecture firms and 1 large developer client. Those most of our project consists, come from those 3 top clients at the beginning because the relationship, because my friend or former colleagues were in those firms and they introduced me to their teams. So that's how we get started. However, I want to say that, I started business in 2005, but, we all know what happened 2008, right? 2009. So because we had a majority of our workers were from those big firms, and when their projects stopped or, got put on hold, our revenue just dropped, dramatically. 2009, 2010, we recovered 2011. But, so the moral of the story is you can't have a client that more than, ideally 10% of your revenue, because that if a major, recession or things happen, and you basically, your business will suffer a lot more. So right now we have hundreds of clients. So the revenue will be dispersed among those clients instead of concentrate on several big clients. So that was a lesson to learn.
Diversify, right? Like,
exactly, diversify.
2008, and then how many recessions did we have? And you're still
So
around, right?
I think we pushed through 2 big ones, right? One is the 2008, 2009, and then the COVID. We just pushed through that. We actually come out a much stronger firm after COVID. It's humbling because I remember when I was working in I think 2 firms that we had those major slowdown. It was scary, right? Everybody was worried about their jobs, and we don't know what's going to happen next. And because of that, I just don't want that ever happen to my team members. For me, just being responsible that on our financial performance, our reserves. So if they love our work, they love their work, and we love to have them forever. Not forever, but you know what I mean. It's just they will never worry about we can pay their paycheck. We have enough reserve to sustain us for a few months if we don't get any projects. So that safety net just really help us to push through the recessions and
so I'm glad you mentioned having a safety net, because a lot of new firm owners spend way too much time just doing production work and doing the drafting work and doing the rendering work. And I think what you said about it's your responsibility to make sure you have enough safety net for your people so you can pay them. And that's one of the biggest takeaways really that I admire from what you just said. we're in business not only to support our clients, but also to provide our salaries for employees. So that I think we all should learn from, to diversify the businesses so that when a recession hits, we don't lose all our sources of income. And that's super admirable. How do you teach that to a young entrepreneur? Like, instead of just spending time drafting all the time, like, how do you, like, since most of our people listening to the AML podcast are young architects, entrepreneurs, like, where will they even begin when they're too busy drafting and doing renderings?
It's hard. I would recommend two books to your audience. One is E-Myth. You're nodding your head. I know you read that. And the other one is Profit First.
What was the one? Sorry.
Profit First.
Profit
First.
First.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So one is E-Myth and the other one is Profit First. Can you,
Right. So E-Myth is really talk about, how a technician or expert, subject matter expert, how they can grow their business instead of just, own a job, right? When you are doing all that, you just said drafting all the way to renderings, you basically are owning a job, which is fine. It's personal choice. I think business. What I love about business is that there's so many options, so many choices. It really depends on your lifestyle, your goals, your legacy you want to leave. So if they choose to treat it like a lifestyle business, is basically owning a job. You have your freedom and you set your own schedule, which is totally fine. I don't think, probably not everybody's should be scaling, growing their business. So I think I want to put that first. Is just it's a personal choice. But if you do have a ambition, or you want to build a legacy, you want to build a team, you want to serve more clients, you want helping more employees or team members, then you need to read E-Myth. And Profit First actually is suitable for every business owners. Is really the discipline, how you it's about the behavior control. It's not really financial knowledge, right? A lot of times when we it's like, I don't know if you heard of Dave Ramsey. He's a personal financial guru. You heard about the envelope system. Have you heard of envelope system? Envelope.
No.
It's basically how your grandma managing their money, right? So they have a fixed amount of income every month coming in. They put in a different envelope. This one is for your clothing. This one is for your food. Excuse me. Just different use of, so you are not running out of money at the end of the month or year. Same thing, this is very similar. Is when the money comes in, you put in a different several checking account. So one is operations, one is for the owner's payment, one is profit, one is tax payment. So you set aside, when the money comes in, you set aside in those different accounts, and you don't spend. For example, if you put 60% of your income into the operations, right? So when you receive a $10,000 check, you don't think you actually don't have 10,000 to spend. You only have 6,000, right, for operations. So that just discipline how you control your business finance in that
so this is the
easier way.
Profit First book.
Yeah. And then for E-Myth is more about the system. So if you do want to build a business instead of just owning a job, you need to start to delegate your task. You need to hire, you even outsource, certain task, or I always say trust the experts. So we will have a different subject matter expert for as our consultant or advisors. We're not going to touch it. We trust them to do a much better job than us. So eMyth is more about systemize your business.
Wow. Thank you so much for this. A lot of nuggets there. Gold nuggets from Jing. Take note, Profit First and eMyth, which I read several times and I'm still reading. Um, so one of the things that you mentioned in our past conversations is you have an all-women team. And tell me about what it's like working with all women and how your leadership style, like what your leadership style is in general.
Yeah. Thank you for that question. I love talking about my team. So I actually first part of my business, I did have a lifestyle business. I was by myself. I didn't hire any team members, although I hire engaged marketing and accounting, professionals to help me with my books, my marketing side of business. But at the time when I started business, my boys were 5, 8 years old. And the first few years, I was able to have that flexibility to, grow this business and also take care of my boys. So when I started to hire, Sarah was my first team member. We went to the same church, so I trusted her, and we started talking about having her join me, and it made me realize, because at the time she just had a new baby, make me realize that could be I got something here, right? Not just for myself, for my own family, but also I can use this to help other women to have the same benefit I have had for the past few years. So that's how we started with all women team, all moms actually, all moms teams. It's all our current team members, moms with young children, and it was just for me it's gratifying. Serving clients, finishing a project is always exciting, and just enjoying experience. However, you make that impact in somebody's life and career is even more gratifying for me. So it's just for me to watch them grow over the years. Sarah and Vivian have been with us for 8 years now, almost. And then it's just watching them grow in professionally and personally. It's just the legacy I want to leave behind. And so we basically have a lot of I engage business coach for 5 years with our team, group coaching. And I'm trying to set up this always learning, improving culture, team. So everybody, we always watch, look at the different resources, different way to learn together as a team. If I learn something from the resources I have, I will share with the team and bring it back. So we all learn together, grow together. So I think that's just making your job fun, because there's so many choices. You can pick your job or work for someone, but make it fun, make it feel fulfilled in your work. Is for me, it's just it's more exciting than doing finish a project.
Yeah, so you really practice the eMyth by, having all these people around you. I know that your management team are not all architects. Can you share the kind of the positions that you've hired? Because a lot of us, we do everything. A lot of architects are marketing, they do rendering, they do drafting, they do accounting. But I want Jing to explain what the role of her team is because it's pretty impressive.
Thank you. I would say our core team, right now we have 7 of us, 7 moms. So our core team, I'm the one oversees the business and strategic planning, mentoring, big relationship, building, things like that. And then we have Sarah, who is the VP of our operations. So she will be handling all the operation related aspect of the business and including some of the marketing work. And then we have Deborah is a VP of business development. So she is a full-time business development. She does meet with new clients, prospects, and she also maintains some of the existing client relationships. For us, business development is all about relationships, how you connect to people, help with people, and also strengthen our existing clients' relationship. And also we will have Vivian is the VP of project management team. So she will be managing all the projects, processes and the procedures and quality control. And then we have Lily is also a project manager. I also managing some projects. And then we have Amanda is the accounting manager. So she will be doing all the bookkeeping, controllers, aspect closing the amount and all the financial statements. And she will be handling all the accounting related work. And then we have Jill, who is the part-time marketing coordinator. And so you saw we have newsletter over 7 years. We never, as a monthly newsletter, we never miss edition. And we also have daily social media posts about our work, our clients, our team. And so that's our core team. And then we have also engaged copywriter, press release, Carrie, she will help with all the newsletter copywriting and also website copywriting and press release. And then we have a fractional CFO and yeah.
CFO, what's this? What?
Fractional CFO. So fractional CFO. Yeah. So basically accountant, the CPAs, they are responsible for historical performance of your financial performance of your firm. So they will gather all the data and just make sure everything is correct, right? But CFO is really looking beyond, is looking at the future, how you use those historical data to make wise and business decision going forward. So it's about the projection, it's about the budgeting, it's about growth, and for us also on top of that is about how to increase the value of the company, not just the top line revenue. So we engage. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh no, this is so impressive. Like you don't become a 7-figure business alone. You need people, and Jing is a testimonial to this. I mean, I wish everyone will hear this, every business owner, not only creatives, because to be able to grow, you need to transfer information. You need to know what your limitations are and promote and bring other people to have a common goal. And I really like that you're doing your legacy building. And I want to talk about this a little bit more because this is one of the things that I want Jing to cover about succession planning. She has an entire, spiel about this. And I don't know if we have enough time, but just talk about succession planning and why it's important for architects or business owners to start doing it and what you're doing about your own succession planning. Let's start about why we all should think about it.
Right. So go back to when we talk about image. If you choose to have a lifestyle business and just enjoying what you do, and when you decide to retire, you just close the practice. That's one choice, right? And but if you do want to, same thing with succession plan. If you do want to have a team, you want to grow the business, you want to serve more clients, succession plan is a must, right? For me, it's also a responsibility because I don't know if something happened to me tomorrow. I don't want the business to stop. I want the clients to still can, trust us so we can still serve them continuously. I don't want our team lose a job, right? Because I could not perform my part. Succession plan is about the continuity, right? So just make sure business still run beyond you. It's not stop at you. Um, and also on top of that, the reason I started thinking about succession plan was about 5 years ago. I was just really grateful for my team. I feel, I cannot do this alone. Our team, I started a business, I laid some foundations, but my team team members are the one helped me to grow it. And I want to reward them in terms of, the ownership options, so they can have that option to take over one day. And it's just for me, just have that. It's almost like a will, right? You have a personal. You want to have a will. So if something happened to you, your kids, you don't want everybody grieving at the same time, worry about financials and all that other aspect. You want to plan ahead. So you just for me, I just don't want everybody's to be put everybody in that position that is a chaos, and it's not going to be beneficial for any stakeholders of our business. So that's why I started that planning with advisor company in Houston. So we basically put a plan together just to make sure that our leadership team will have that, the financial source and also the options to take over in 10 years. That's our plan.
Wow, that's really amazing. So what's next for Jing?
Next for me, I'm going to focus on next 10 years. So before that, all that happened, so next 10 years, I'll be really groom our leadership team, not just by myself, because I also have a limited knowledge and expertise. So I actually engage some top-notch, expert advisors to help me to grow the team and so they are capable to do what the company, because as a company grow, that need and the professionalism, the level of quality and the business acumen is just going to grow as well. So first of all, I don't want to. I'm continue learning. I don't want to be the cap of the business. Usually that's what happens. Business owner is you are the bottom neck of the business growth, right? So I want to learn, get ahead. So I'm not going to be the bottom leg of the business. And in the meantime, I want to groom the team. And then, in 3 years, I'll be doing more. You mentioned that earlier. I'm a real estate investor, so I'm going to do more investment, passive. I don't think I have enough energy and time to do active investing, but passive investing. So it's business, you create an income, but investing you create wealth, right? And you are also able to.
Can you repeat that again? In business, you create income, but can you explain that?
Yeah, you have cash flow. You have enough cash flow to support your lifestyle, your daily needs at the current time. But if that's all you have to continue to work forever. So saving and investing is another part of your financial life, is to how do you create enough passive income, so one day you don't have to rely on the income you create from your business. So that's something I want to learn and do more. Hopefully, eventually, I can help my kids, my team members also have that. So that's the next step, is to learn. I always want to learn by myself first, and then I can pass that knowledge and experience to younger generation, so everybody can benefit from what I learn.
So, Jing, thank you so much. This last 45 minutes, I see as a condensed master's degree. We learned about the importance of always become a lifelong learner for business owners, hiring a coach. The E-Myth, the E-Myth book, which is, for you to grow, you need to transfer information, hire the right team members. And the book Profit First, the envelope system, you have to, make sure you have enough funds for each part of the business. And a lot of entrepreneurs who are not trained in business really don't like to tackle the business part and the finance part. And your legacy and legacy building, which is really important, because we don't want to just work and work until we die. We need to create a legacy for ourselves and for our family and for the team members. And lastly, being responsible for your team. And that's really very admirable, to be able to recognize that you're not in business for yourself, but for the team members as well. I really enjoyed our conversation, Jing, and thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I love your show. I listened to all the episodes, and you are doing a great job here in our community. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you for listening to the Architect My Life podcast. We'd love to hear from you on social media using the hashtag #ArchitectMyLifePodcast. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at aya_architectmylife. And for women business owners, I invite you to join the all-woman private Facebook group called Architect My Life. If you haven't already, we'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe to the show, as well as rate or review us wherever you access your podcasts. If you think you have something to add to the conversation for your success running a business, we invite you to apply to be a guest on one of our upcoming episodes. Visit architectmylife.com/podcast to learn more. Remember, work-life balance is important, so join us for tips from others as they share their experiences on managing and growing their businesses and balancing their lives. I'm Aya Shlachter. Thanks again for listening. Until next time.